Shalom Israel first. Only war praise glory unto Yahweh Bashim outside Bashim Kakadash. That one see Apostle Oscar Millstone, peace habitation to 1/3 of Israel. For this lesson, I want to title it Life is About to Change. Alright, and basically things are about to start getting drastic. You see on the screen it says no quick fixes. Prepare for energy rationing, mandatory water restrictions, higher beef prices. Alright, because right now, it's the calm before the storm. The brother Tazabah, he brought out the last ship that came from the strait was landed in like April 20, late April basically. All right, and it is May 6th right now. All right, so at this point it's literally just uh, the clock is just ticking. All right, and these people don't even know it. They think that everything's gonna continue as they are, and nothing's gonna happen. But they don't understand that this is a major thing, you know, because people have got it misconstrued that the grocery stores, food just spawns there. Like there isn't a whole process to get the goods to the grocery store. All right, but when these goods can't get to the grocery store, and the price of bread is fucking when everything's hyperinflated, food rationing as it says, all these prices, are starting to skyrocket. Then what's that gonna, incite? It's gonna incite anarchy, because these people can't go, a day without eating. These people can't go a few hours without eating. All right, so what do you think's gonna happen? When now people are gonna start rationing. You think people are just gonna take this lightly? No, people are gonna revolt, and that's when 215 chapter, they shall spoil. Let me get that right quick. 215 and there you go. It says second Ezra 15 and 18. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So we entering into the time of great tribulation, because when people can't eat, shit gets serious. Hence the term hangry. I'm hangry. I haven't eaten, so I'm angry. And that's what these people, that's what these people have. And, granted, we in flesh and shit, but the thing is, between these people and the men of the Lord gonna eat. Lord willing, that's us. We gonna be good. We gonna be taken care of. All right. But you people in the world, y'all about to suffer. Real fucking bad. All right. But let's fight. Okay, this is 2 Ezra 6 and 22. All right, this is beautiful. All right, this is and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be empty. Shall suddenly be found empty. All right, and what's coming? What's being engineered right now? Shortages. A famine ultimately, and the Lord's bringing it. By his left hand Esau. The sword. All right, to basically bring judgment upon these people, because famine's written. We come into a time of famine, pestilence, great destruction. Pestilence too. You got this whole hantavirus that happened on the cruise ship. So Lord willing, that escalates, that turns up. Because Esau, you got to understand, Esau has a short time. He can't go. He can't kick the can down the road no longer. He has to take full advantage of these opportunities that he has to basically push his NWO. All right, and don't forget the Georgia Guidestones. They want to keep population under 500 million. And there's I believe like 8 billion people on the earth right now. So there's gonna be a great colon, and it's gonna look ugly. Hence the term, or hence the title of the lesson. Life as you know is about to change. All right, but reading on down, it says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. All right. So basically, the point I wanted was friends shall fight together, or Salaki, friends shall fight against another like enemies. All right. So, people in the world, these people, you can see two best friends. Oh, they've never had an argument. Well, when shit get drastic, then it's gonna get what's that? There's a saying. Hard times. I forgot the saying, to be honest, but it's basically the times we're coming into are gonna call for desperate measures amongst these people. It's gonna be who can survive. So at that point, people ain't gonna care, how long you've had a relationship, with them, blah, blah, blah. They're gonna want to eat. All right, they're not gonna want to hear that. They gonna want to eat. So they're gonna be monsters ultimately. All right, but we can really just stay in 2nd Ezra 15. All right, this is 2nd Ezra 15 and 5. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." All right. It says, "For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." All right. So backing up what I was saying, the Lord's bringing in. He's the one that's bringing this. All right. The reason why this place is going to shit is because the Lord's bringing it. All right. Because it's desperately wicked. This place is wicked. All right. All the shit that goes on here continually, and you think the Lord is just gonna let this go scot free? No. Hence why we're coming into a time like never before, a time of Jacob's trouble, the worst time in history. All right. But let me go to Revelation, the 6th chapter, and I'll probably end it off on here. All right, this is Revelation 6:6. It says, "And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. See thou hurt not the oil and the wine." All right, so basically, you go into the word penny. It goes into I believe it's a denarius. All right, basically going into a day's wages. All right, so basically, it's going to take a whole day's wage to buy, a piece of bread, a loaf of bread. All right, and it's gonna be people. It's gonna be a commodity. Food is gonna be a commodity. Water, hence why the term prepping. A lot of these preppers, they gonna be hunted after because they got shit that people need, which is necessities: food, water, goods, so on and so forth. So, we come into some ugly times. Life, as is about to change. All right, but let me see. Higher beef prices, mandatory water. Let me go to Revelation 13 and 16. All right, because ultimately, it's all being engineered to submit into that beast system. Hence the term order out of chaos. So they wanna bring the chaos and bring in that order. And how they gonna bring the order? They're gonna bring the order through the chip. This is system. This is how we got things set up. Take this chip and you can eat. All right. And this is the setup for that big punch ultimately. All right, but it says, "And he caused all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads." It's talking about that chip. You look at that word mark, and goes into karagma. All right, karax, basically to cut. All right, to cut what? Your flesh, so they can implement that chip. Via the Neuralink. And via the microchip. Sweden has that going on. These things are being talked about. These things aren't just centuries away. No, these things are here. All right. It says that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you ain't gonna function in the society unless you have these things. All right. It says, "Here's wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man, and his number is 636." All right. So ultimately, you know, time as you know is about to change. Everyone's life is about to change. All right. But we got Yahweh by Shemi outside, so we're gonna be taken care of. We're gonna be good. We just gotta endure and let the Lord work. So lastly, I want to give all praise, glory, honor to Yahweh by Shemi outside, by Shemi Kakwadash. Lord, when this lesson was edifying, well said. With that, shalom.